Hi guys, it's kind of the evening right now, but I wanted to give you a little life update because I moved back to LA. I'm 21 years old. I had a horrible day. Like, it started out fine, but it just became horrible and I ended up crying a ton. Maybe I'll tell you why a little bit later, but I haven't sat down and talked to you guys for a minute. So hello. I feel like I'm in my coming of age era right now. The obvious biggest thing is that I moved. I'm here in my new apartment. I'm so excited about it, but it's stressful because you have to unpack everything. I'm gonna be spending the rest of this day just unpacking my house, trying to get ready to have friends over because I came from Nashville. That's where I moved from. I had no friends in Nashville. I didn't hang out with anybody. I just hung out with my husband and his family. I have a really hard time making friends. I have a really hard time trusting people. And for whatever reason, I have more friends out here than I do there. And so I'm kind of just like prepping my house so that people can come over. And it's a good feeling. I don't think I've had a friend over other than one time in the past couple months. I don't think I've had a friend over in years. I have friends, but I'm saying it's been years since I've had friends. Like, I'm just now starting to have friends because growing up as a teenager, I had tons of friends, or I thought I had tons of friends, and I hung out with these people all the time and felt like I was getting really close to people. But then they ended up not being my friends. They ended up stabbing me in the back. Like, a bunch of bad stuff happened. Like, I just had horrible, awful friend experiences. So I just became this lonely 20-year-old person who has a husband, and that's it. And like, it's okay. It's great to have a husband. It's great to have your family, but like, I need girl friends. I need feminine energy. I need to, watch TV shows and have sleepovers and paint each other's nails and talk about other people, all the stuff that girls do. Stuff that I haven't done in years. Like, I want to do that. I had a friend over in November, sometime of last year. And it was the first time I had somebody over in like multiple years, like just for me, not for my husband, not for anybody else, like just as my friend. And it was the weirdest feeling ever. Like, it was great. And we stayed up on my couch talking for hours, just kind of getting to know each other better and updating each other on our lives and stuff. But it was just that thing that I was missing, and it made me really happy. I also drank that night for the first time in a really long time. And I made a video about why I don't drink anymore and how I drank a lot as a 17-year-old, and I feel like I had like a bad relationship with alcohol, and I have the tendency to use it in times of being anxious or just like compulsively. Like, I kind of think it's like a weird thing of mine. Like, basically I just thought that I would stop drinking altogether, and I said I don't drink, and everybody who offered me alcohol for months, I was like, no, I don't want it. However, for whatever reason, I was like, maybe I was being a little too harsh on my thing, saying I just don't drink flat out. Like, maybe I need to just explore this a little bit more and figure out what my beliefs are and like what the issue is. Like, why is it that I feel weird about alcohol and why I feel the need to drink in certain situations? And I kind of put it together over the past few months that sometimes I do have the urge to drink because I like to avoid my feelings. I like to avoid pain. I like to avoid anxiety. Sometimes I want to do it just to, fit in or to feel like that's going to make me have fun. And so I kind of just made a pact with myself semi-recently that if I'm ever going to drink, which I actually have a couple times since then, it's going to be because I just genuinely want to, because I enjoy the taste and no other reason. It's not going to be because I want to have fun and drinking is the only thing that's going to make me have fun, or because I am having a bad day. I'm not going to use alcohol in a negative way because I think that alcohol is heavily abused. I don't think that. I know that. Alcohol is a heavily abused drug, especially in America. It's really bad. So I take it really seriously, and I don't want to see myself going down a bad path or just using it for the wrong reasons, because I think people, again, don't take it seriously enough. So I just told myself, if I enjoy the taste, then I will drink. But if I'm feeling weird, if I'm feeling off, if I'm feeling like, ooh, that sounds really good right now for some like odd reason deep in my soul, because sometimes I feel that, I'm just trying to learn how to differentiate between those two. Does that make sense? I'm trying to learn how to have a healthy adult relationship with alcohol. I think it's easy to get a bad relationship with alcohol in your 20s because it's so normalized and pushed in your face. And like, every gathering, it's like, what are we drinking? Everything's like, let's bring alcohol. Let's talk about it. And I'm not even against alcohol. There's nothing wrong with alcohol. Well, there are some things wrong with it, but on a very basic level, there's nothing wrong with it. It's just something that is so heavily abused and so easily abused. And I don't want that to happen to people. Like, that sucks. So as a 21-year-old, having the freedom to make that choice for myself, it's made me want to drink a lot less, because I used to want to drink just because it was illegal or because I wasn't supposed to. But now that I have complete freedom to just make my own choices, do it if I want to, don't do it if I don't want to, I feel a lot better about my relationship with it. So that's a nice update on that. I have a sponsor for today's video that I wanted to tell you guys about. I just didn't know the right time. So here it is. Apparently this is the right time. I think it's kind of fitting. The sponsor is Equilibria, which is a CBD company. And I've been thinking a lot about mental health and wellness and taking care of myself and whatever. And taking CBD is one of the ways that I do that. I take it every single day in the form of gummies. Equilibria has these gummies that are the best things in the world, and I take them every single day. And then I also take CBD every night to sleep because it keeps me asleep and I don't sleep talk and sleepwalk. So I love it. I love Equilibria. I love the company. One of the things I love the most about them is that when you get anything from them, you'll get paired up with someone called a dosage specialist, and they will basically just tell you like how much to take of whatever it is that you want to take to meet your goals and give you some more information on CBD because it can be kind of confusing, and it's important to be informed in anything that you're going to take. So if you sign up for the subscription, which subscriptions can be really helpful for CBD because it's kind of like compounding. So the more you use it, the more it works. If you're like me and you use it every single day, you'd never want to run out of it or have to worry about ordering it again. So if you do get the subscription, there's also a benefit to it, which is that new customers get 50% off the retail price of their first month. And from then on, every single month of your subscription, you'll get 20% off your order. And this month only, ending January 31st, all the non-subscription orders will get 30% off. So just go to the link in the description, use my code Dani Calleiro 50 and get a discount on some CBD products from an awesome company like Equilibria. I had a really bad night tonight. I guess I should probably explain that because I was crying a lot. I had a fight with Emin. I don't even really want to go into what the fight was about because I think it's kind of personal, but basically I just felt like a horrible person. And you guys, if you watched my video called Death, Money, and Peanut Butter and Jelly or something like that, then you'll kind of understand my brain and how it works. But my brain is very messed up. I even had my therapist tell me like a couple months ago, Dani, you know you have a really fucked up mind, right? And he wasn't even being mean. He was just saying like, I have a very jaded perspective of everything and of people and of myself. And when anything goes wrong or when somebody lets me down or whatever, I'm just like, yep, everything's bad. Nobody likes me. I'm horrible. They're horrible. Everything sucks. That's literally how I think sometimes. So I just had one of those nights. I was in the house cleaning by myself. I told Emin to leave to go to the dog park because we were fighting, and I just thought it might be better for me to be alone because I was freaking out, even though sometimes it's not good to be alone because you have bad thoughts that come in your brain, and being alone in that time can be kind of unsafe. I trust myself enough to not do anything to myself. So that's why I told him to leave. Like, I'm not so far gone, and I'm gonna go back to therapy soon. I'm gonna find a new therapist here. I just haven't. But my point is I was alone for a little bit. So at first it was horrible. At first it sucked, and I was crying, and I was so sad, and I was freaking out. I started to feel better little by little, and I put Queen on. Queen the band, okay? And I just started to feel slowly more clear-minded, I guess, because when I get into these bad moods or I get really sad, I just start to feel fuzzy and like I don't know what's happening. And so I started to feel better. I started to come back to life. I started making a lot of progress on the unpacking, and I felt like an adult. And I was looking around my apartment and I was like, damn, I'm in my dream city. My apartment has an awesome pool that I can go use the hot tub whenever I want. I have friends here. Like, I know how to cook. I have an awesome car. I have a beautiful dog. Like, I have a good life. When you've been to the absolute depths of the human mind and the worst parts, when you're experiencing one of the darkest thoughts that a human can have, it's only up from there. Like, it's kind of like a mental rock bottom. It's like you hit it and you're like, oh my God, my life is over. Like, I want my life to be over. But then you don't let your life be over and you stay alive and you keep going. And then suddenly you look around and you're like, it's good that I didn't make that decision. Like, I'm pretty happy that I stuck around because look at all this stuff that I have. I have to remind myself of that things will always get better, because sometimes it feels like they never will. But today was one of those days that reminded me of that. Like, you can have a really, really good day and also your worst day in the same day. Life doesn't have to be like all or nothing, you know? Just because you have a bad day doesn't mean it's bad forever. And just because you have a good day doesn't mean it's good forever. We're humans, and I'm happy to be here. So yeah, guys, I'm feeling a lot better, but I really need to go back to therapy and I really need help. So I'm gonna go back, I promise. But in the meantime, I just wanted to update you guys on my life and how I'm feeling and let you know that I'm actually doing pretty well. I have bad days, but doesn't everybody? I don't know. I love you guys, and I'll see you in a couple days.